Our appointment today with a new story from Horror Stories, Nightmares, Very Scary Horror Stories. Our story today is entitled The Story of the Terrifying Neighbor. In the evening, I used to stand in front of the house with my neighbor, Tom, who lives next to me in the neighborhood. While I was talking to Tom, I saw him looking directly at the house in front of my house. In fact, the owner of this house is a woman called Courtney. I turned to see what my friend Tom was looking at, and I saw him looking at Mrs. Courtney, who was watering the flowers in her garden. I asked Tom what you were looking at. Tom said in a strange tone of voice, "Tomorrow is the day of purification, and I will kill this woman." I thought Tom was just joking. Although Mrs. Courtney's voice is always loud, especially when she talks to the Spanish worker who works with her, this matter is not worth killing her for. Suddenly, I saw Tom laughing, so I relaxed a bit and made sure that what Tom was saying was just a joke not only. I do not hide from you. I do not like to keep standing in front of my house looking at my neighbors, but unfortunately it is Tom's habit. Suddenly Tom started talking about a day of the year that he calls the Day of Purification. On this day, a lot of scary things happen, as there is a group of people who kill other people for reasons that no one knows about. At first, I thought Tom was just joking with me, but he actually started talking about the importance of this day and that it is the most important day of all the days of the year. The thing is that Tom has not been my neighbor for a long time, so Tom moved into the house next to me only one day after the purge day of the previous year. This made me feel very suspicious of Tom. I told Tom that I would go into the house now, but he said to me, "Actually, I want to ask you something, dear neighbor." I said to him, "What do you want, Tom?" Tom said, "I want to borrow a tree pruning machine from you, because I do not have one." I said to Tom, "But you borrowed the electric saw 2 weeks ago and you did not return it to me yet." Tom regretted it to me and said, "I promised to return the tree pruning machine and the electric chainsaw together within 2 days." I was feeling annoyed with Tom, but after his insistence I agreed. I gave Tom what he wanted and he left my house and went to talk to my wife, Sandy. Sandy told me that Tom's wife, Catherine, always talks to her about the importance of Purge Day. Feeling so afraid that Tom was indeed a murderer and killing anyone he knew that day, I warned my wife not to go out that day and waited for Purge Day to pass peacefully. "15 minutes before the start of the Day of Purification, I decided to go to town. I knocked on the door, and Tom answered me, saying, from Tarek. I told him that I wanted to get the electric saw back, because I needed it now. Tom asked me to come to the back door of the house. I went to the door. When Tom opened the door to give me my electric saw, I took out a sharp knife from my pocket and stabbed Tom in the neck. Tom started bleeding and screaming in pain, but I did not stop and I fired more than 5 stab wounds in separate parts of his body. Tom was looking at me and he was amazed at the thing I was doing. Tom fell to the ground dead. I entered the house and found that the door leading to the house from the inside was closed. I used a hammer to break the door. I saw Tom's wife Catherine in front of me, and as soon as she saw me she started screaming. Catherine, who was trying to climb into the upper room and hide in it, I wounded her in the foot, but she resisted me strongly. I grabbed her head and hit him with the ladder over and over again until she died as well. I searched around the house, but in reality I did not find any kind of weapon, but that did not matter to me. The important thing is that Tom is now dead and my family is safe. I remembered then the day of the previous year's purge when I was exposed to such a situation. There was another family in the same house that Tom was. He lives in it. This family, my wife and I, killed all of its members in order to protect ourselves, me, my wife, and my youngest daughter from being killed on the day of purification. You may find that this matter is strange, but I always believed that the best means of defense is that I start the attack myself, and therefore every year I waited for the day of purification and I would kill anyone who I suspected would take advantage of the 21st of March, which is the day of purification in America, in order to get rid of me and my family. As you all know, the day of purification is a day when no one who has committed a crime is punished, so murder and theft increase on that day, and I had to protect my family from any attack.